Mr. Chair, tama po ba ito na 16 million po ang naka-earmark sa PCO under its 2026 budget to combat fake news?
Yusek Ilagan. Opo. Alam nyo, 60 million daw po. Alam nyo, kaibigan ko kasi si Mon. Sige po.
Um, Sorry, sir. I'm just checking lang the data, Senator. We're just fact checking the data, but there's no specific
Kasi
about the fake
po,
news.
kaya po tinatanong ito dahil kung hindi po nyo mate-take down ng mga fake news na nire-report namin, nandito po ang ating Senate President. Baka tanggalin po niya yan. Ilagay na lang po natin sa makakatanggal po ng mga fake news sa madaling panahon. Hindi po yung nagtatagal.
Habang nag-aantay po, mag-aantay
We're
po
just
tayo
checking po, Senator.
ng sagot po ninyo. Baka po merong gustong idagdag yung mga fact checkers po natin sa punto po kanina tungkol sa political alliance. So, wala pong political alliance sa inyo.
Wala po. And we regularly disclose the list of fact checks that that we do every year. So the other thing po na note ko lang po dito is pag may link po na sinubmit, so baka lang po, I was checking our email, baka lang po sir walang na-submit na link, and that was probably the reason why it was not fact checked. Tapos baka po pwedeng sa next na meeting may meta dito.
Opo.
Mr. Chair, siguro, sabi niyo po kasi kanina hindi lahat na-fact check ninyo. So, is it a problem of competence or your ability to fact check all things that go to the internet? Kasi kung talagang imposible naman yon, so what is a fact checker for? Kung hindi nyo naman talaga mapafact check lahat. Kagaya ng nangyayari po ngayon. Ano po yung limitations ninyo, if there are limitations?
Yung fact-checking po, tulad po ng sinabi ng aking colleague, is that it's an exercise that we started doing because there's posting online. There are people posting online. And siguro ilang million po nung mga Pinoy ang nagpo-post online on a given day. So yung ganong volume po talaga, hindi po talaga kaya yon ng nung isang small organization na tulad namin. But what does Facebook do with yung mga sinasubmit namin? Supposedly they're using their algorithms to look for similar content similar to the ones we have already rated. But I cannot speak po, Mr. Chair, for Facebook. Meta needs to speak for itself because hindi po kami yung hindi po kami yung platform. We're only fact-checking what we see and what we can reasonably fact-check.
Mr. Chair, we were informed that Veraphiles and Rapplers are the ones employed by Meta to be the fact checkers.
That is true, Mr. Chair.
So
We
you
have an
admitted-
arrangement.
You admitted the obligation for Meta to fact check.
We do not have, Mr. Chair, the obligation to fact check all content on Facebook. That is impossible, and we don't even
Kaya nga
see all
tinatanong ko po
content.
sa inyo, what is your limitation kung meron? Kasi sabi niyo, you are a fact checker.
Mm-mm.
So, kung hindi nyo lahat mapa-fact check, ano po yung limitations para malaman namin?
The limitation is volume, as I mentioned po, Mr. Chair, and that's the reason po why, as my colleague was pointing out,
So we
lahat po
we we
talaga.
probably fall on the limited area of your fact-checking responsibility. Kagaya nito, 4 lang po yung sinasabi ko, pero hindi pa na fact-check on time. And it needed us to do it all alone by ourselves para lang po maproteksyonan kami.
Mr. Chair, when I just checked my inbox and I was looking for the link to those posts. I don't see links to those posts when I checked my inbox. It's possible na hindi po namin siya nakita. So, if the good senator would send us the links to those posts, we will have a look at them. As we do when we receive emails concerning these things to fact check.
So Mr. Chair, it is the problem of Meta itself. Kasi kami po, nag-email kami sa Meta. And I think Meta simply endorses to you as fact checkers. Kung hindi dumating po sa inyo, talagang may problema po tayo, Mr. Chair. Pinaka-problema talaga ang Meta. We can show you the emails that we have sent to Meta because of this. Kasi importante sa atin na wag ma-mislead ang ating mga kababayan. Napakarami po talaga nilang nilalabas.
Mr. Chair, that's why we post all the fact checks of Rappler. They have a message at the bottom. May message po sa bottom where we tell people where to send us links for fact checking para kung sakaling hindi po namin nakita sa dashboard na binibigay ng Meta, ay may opportunity pa kaming makita beyond that. So yun po yung ginagawa namin.
The fact checkers are limited in the sense that they cannot totally fact check anything that goes into the internet. We are in this situation at present. So magtatagal po bago natin ma-address lahat ang problema na may kinalaman sa fake news. Sa ngayon wala po tayong magagawa. Is that the state of affairs now?
With respect, Mr. Chair, this is why we are here in the hearing today. Our suggestion, in fact, and one particular action point po kasi na kailangan mangyari. Kasi before po, there used to be more access to data in the platforms. Sa ngayon po, over the past years, that access has been reduced. So we have difficulty seeing like actually searching for content already that is similar to things we see. We have already fact checked. So isa po sa mga sinasuggest nga namin yung transparency, the platforms need to be compelled to share data that will make it possible for third parties, hindi lang po yung mga fact checkers, but also other third parties to audit what is being amplified within these platforms. We don't see everything.
So, Mr. Chair, while we are talking, what happens now with the fourth fake news? Naunahan po si Senate President. Ang sabi po nitong pang-apat na fake news, Yarina Marcoleta na bigla sa mabigat na hatol sa kanya, tanggal na sa Senado. Hindi pa po alam ng Senate President ito eh.
Siguro
What are we going to do with this fourth fake news?
hihingin na po
Harap po kayo
natin.
lahat.
If the senator will
Sandali na
send
po.
the link,
Hihingin na po natin ang statement po ng ating SP para maisulat nyo na po. Totoo po bang wala na sa Senado?
Hindi po, buhay na ito, kasama po namin.
Yan po, galing na po sa bibig ng ating Senate President. Sana po sa lahat po ng may social media, sana po mapakalat na po na hindi po totoo yan at isang fake news yan. Opo. Hingin ko lang po sa lahat na total na sagot na po at malinaw na hindi kayang i-take down kaagad. Medyo yaan po ang pagbibigay natin ng tuunan ng pansin ngayon. Ngayon po, hingin na po natin ang bawat position paper. Unahin na po natin, sino po mauna? Sino po ang handa na sa inyong position paper? Handa ka na ba, Ma'am Michiko? Kung handa na po kayo, sige po, makikinig po kami.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Senate President Tito Soto. I'm Ms. Chico po. I serve as one of the Board of Trustees of Go Digital Philippines and also the head of social media marketing of the Philippines organization. Concurrently, I also own a strategic communications and digital agency. May I ask, Mr. Chair, if I can be given a time to present, maybe like 8 minutes, please? Is it okay po?
Opo,
Sige
sige po.
po. First, I would like po to express my appreciation, Mr. Chair Senator Robin Padilla, the chair of this committee, and Senate President Tito Soto, I believe po na taken together, next slide please, these bills work best when viewed together because po they address content, networks, and platforms, which is how this information actually operates in practice. Next slide, please. Sorry. Okay. So, quick lang po, this information in numbers. Platform actions and public exposure. What you're seeing here now in my slide are global numbers. So platforms po like Meta and TikTok reported removing hundreds of millions of fake and inauthentic accounts every year. Data has proven as well na tumataas po siya kapag near elections, no? And this is through automated detection of the platforms worldwide. However, as what Senate President Tito Soto said, yung Philippines po is especially vulnerable, no? In fact, SWS survey shows that majority of the Filipinos frequently encounters fake news and struggle na po to distinguish fact from fiction. Next slide, please. Next slide, please po. Sorry, Carsec. Okay. Para po sa amin, no, hindi lang po public servants na lagi pong victim ng demolition jobs at public figures na laging victim ng false advertisement ang affected dito. In fact, it affects ordinary Filipinos the most because the Philippines is one of the most active and heavy social media users in the world in terms of time spent on platforms. And reason why our information environment is uniquely vulnerable. Again, as what Senate President Tito Soto had mentioned po. Okay, next slide. Sorry, next slide. Okay, next slide po. Gusto ko rin po, next slide please. Sorry, Carsec. Filipinos consume news po, entertainment, and political narratives primarily through social media. So yung virality po is driven by emotion, repetition, and sadly po, network amplification. Sa totoo lang, mas mabilis po kasi yung spread ng fake news kaysa sa facts. That's why, sige, next slide. So we believe that this information is not the content problem alone, no? It's really like the clusters of accounts acting together. As I said po, I have a video here if I may be allowed for 1 minute lang po.
Disiplina sa Singapore.
Tama po, we agree, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po, sir. Meron po kayong thank you, Mama. Salamat sa napakaganda mong presentation. Ako din pabor dun sa Singapore, huwag kang mag-alala. Sa PNP po, meron po kayong okay po, sir. Apo.
To the our esteemed chairperson of the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media, our Honorable Robin Hood Padilla, sir. Of course, to the Honorable Senator Rodante Marcolita, sir. First and foremost, on behalf of the Chief PNP, we would like to extend our gratitude for the invitation extended to us to participate in this hearing. The PNP recognizes and acknowledges the Senate's noble intention to make timely legislation addressing the pervasive challenges posed by disinformation, lack of transparency, and manipulation in the digital space. As the primary law enforcement agency, the PNP offers its perspective rooted in our mandate to enforce the law, maintain peace and order, and investigate crimes. We believe that clarity in defining and penalizing malicious digital acts is essential to upholding public trust and national security. We assure this honorable committee of the PNP support to its undertaking and full commitment to collaborate closely in crafting effective and modern laws that serve the Filipino people and reinforce the role of law in this digital age, Mr. Chair. That would be all, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Ako po'y masaya at ang PNP ay kakampi natin dito sa kampanya na ito. Sa COMELEC po, importante po sir dahil nagagamit ang fake news ng mga politiko. Alam niyo po sir, yung wag the dog ba? Minsan kung ano yung issue, naliliko nila. Gumagawa ng mga kalokohan na fake news, nakakalimutan na yung totoong issue doon sa politiko. Ano po sa palagay niyo? Meron po ba kayong position paper?
Meron po, Ginoong Tagapangulo, at kung inyo pong papahintulutan, magbigay lang po kami ng intro at binabalangkas lang po namin ang kabuuan ng position paper at susumitin namin bago po ang kasunod na hearing natin. Pero kami po ay sumasang-ayon sa inyo pong pananaw na talagang nagagamit po ang ating fake news, disinformation, misinformation, lalong-lalo na sa halalan. Nais lang din po namin linawin na bagamat napakataas po ng incidents dito sa Pilipinas, nakita po natin ang peak, ang pag-spike nito pag malapit ng halalan, ngunit ito po ay worldwide trend. Kung titignan nga po natin na una pong na-coin yung salitang fake news sa halalan ay around 2015 sa Estados Unidos po, nung halalan po na yan. Kaya po, opo, tama po. Kaya nga po ang COMELEC po, ang sinasaligan lang po natin una sa lahat ay sa ating saligang batas, kung saan po kami ay inatasan na mamahala ng ating mga batas panghalalan, tagapatupad ng mga regulasyon sa halalan, pati po yung ating Omnibus Election Code, yung pong pagpipinalize ng mga bagay na lumalabag sa batas. Pati na rin po yung Fair Elections Act, yung Republic Act 9006. Pero kung titignan nyo po, yung dalawang batas panghalalan na akin nabanggit, Omnibus Election Code po ay 1985 law, Ginoong Tagapangulo. 40 years old na po. Yung pong ating Fair Elections Act, ito po ay 24 years old na rin po ito, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Ganun po katanda na. Wala pa nga po yata na ganito kalawak. Iba pa pong itsura ng ating World Wide Web nung ito po ay nagawa. Kaya po ang COMELEC, base sa aming mandato, naglabas po kami ng dalawang resolusyon, itong halalan 11064 at 11064-A, kung saan po yung pong sa maliliit na bahagi ng mga batas na yan, ay pinatupad namin po yung ilang bagay tulad po ng pagre-register ng social media accounts pagdating sa pangangampanya. Ang aming pong agreement dyan, kung hindi mo na irehistro itong account mo, ay ipapatake down namin sa ating platforms. Dahil ang pinoproteksyonan po namin dito higit sa lahat ay ang karapatan ng mga kandidatong gamitin ng platforms sa maayos at matiwasay na pangangampanya. Ikalawa, kami po ay nagkaroon ng collaboration at agreement sa ating platforms kung saan po sila rin po yung nagsimula yung 11 voluntary agreements at kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa kanila dahil nag-work po yung aming cooperation. Dati po talaga inaamin namin, kami po ay nagre-request ng takedown linggo, buwan, bago po matanggal. Ngunit patungo po sa halalan, pinakamabilis na po yung 4 hours to 24 hours, nasunod na po natin yon. Kaya nga po kami buong pusong sumasang-ayon sa mga bills po na nandito sa ating kagalang-galang na Senado dahil sa tingin po namin, bagamat nag-work yung ating cooperation, mas maganda po na maisabatas lahat ito. Naniniwala at nagtitiwala rin po kami sa kagalang-galang na komite sa Senado na mababalanse po lahat. Alam po namin na nag-worry po ang ating mga kababayan tungkol dun sa pagiging overbreadth, vagueness, o yung paglaban sa ating constitutional freedom on expression and speech. Pero kami nga po ay naniniwala na mababalanse po ito lahat at mag-work po ito para sa kapakanan ng ating bansa. At bilang panghuli po, Ginoong Tagapangulo, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa ating Senado at sa inyo po sa pagkilala sa election data bilang kabahagi ng critical information infrastructure. Alam ko po sa ating malawak na pananaw, laging ang kasama dyan yung national security, yung health, yung power. Ngunit kung titignan nyo po kasi ang basihan ng legitimacy ng government po natin ay halalan. Kaya po siguro po napapanahon na sa pag-update po ng mga batas panghalalan at sa tulong na rin po ng 3 Senate bills, yung anti-troll farm, anti-false information, pati na rin po yung social media fairness, malaking bahagi po at malaking kontribusyon at ikaayos ng halalan. Yun lang po, hiling po namin, sana po maging bahagi lagi ang halalan sa mga panukalang batas. Maraming salamat po.
Napakaganda po ng inyong pahayag, Director John Rex Laudianco. Napakaganda po. Tunay po yan. Tunay ko pong sinusuportahan. At asahan po ninyo yung mga nabanggit nyo pong mga batas, kaagad po natin yan na maamendahan o baguhin. Opo, marami pong salamat. Opo. Director Duke A. Villanueva ng Department